types of problems. Negative 3m cubed p to the fourth times 2m squared p. Negative 3m cubed p to the fourth times 2m squared p. Now, the only reason this problem is there is because they put two variables in here. M is in there and p is in there. Still the exact same thing though. Put the variables together, put the numbers together, and go to town. So, I'm going to put the numbers together. Negative 3 and 2 get put together. M cubed and m squared get put together. And p to the fourth and p get put together. I put the numbers together, I put the m's together, I put the p's together. Alright, now, p that's at the end, plain old p, what do I have to put on there as the exponent? Put a 1 on there as an exponent. This is now entirely solvable. Right, so I've got negative 3 times 2. That's going to give me negative 6. M cubed times m squared is going to give me m to the fifth. Remember, you add the exponents. And p to the fourth and p to the first is going to give me p to the fifth. All right, some different types of problems here. Same basic theories here. All right, as you can see, these next two problems now, I throw distributive property into the mix. Now, we just practiced distributive property. All right, we've reviewed it the last couple of days a little bit, so it should still be a little bit fresh in your head. Remember, distributive property is when you carry whatever's in front of the parentheses through to everything inside the parentheses. So that means 2n's got to get multiplied by 4n squared, and 2n's got to get multiplied by 5. Now, as we've done many, many times this week, it would not be a bad idea for you to change subtraction into adding the opposite. So let's go ahead and make that change quickly. I'm not going to rewrite the whole thing because I'm going to have to rewrite the whole thing in a minute anyway. So I just made the change. Okay, so 2n has to get multiplied by 4n squared. And I also have to multiply 2n by negative 5. Now, since we changed subtraction into adding the opposite, the question is about the sign. Sign's always plus. That's one of the advantages of doing that. We've talked about that all week. Some plus in between. Now, the only thing you could possibly screw up at this point is if you mingle the sides. Okay? They're not meant to mingle here. All right? It's like a beauty queen and an ugly guy. This side is not meant to go with this side. All right? The left side of the addition sign is its own problem. The right side of the addition sign is its own problem. All right? So treat them separately. So, if I start on this side, I'm going to do exactly what I just did a minute ago. I'm going to put the numbers together, the 2 and the 4, and I'm going to put the variables together, n and n squared. So, I've got 2 times 4 there, which is 8. And then I've got n times n squared. Now we know an itch or a twitch? Don't twitch. N is the same as n to the first. So I've got n to the first and n to the second, which is n cubed. All right, let's go to the right side of the addition sign. So I'm going to put the 2 and the negative 5s together. And n is just by itself. So I've got 2 times negative 5, which is negative 10. I don't even need to write n as n to the first because there's nothing for me to put with it. Just stick n on the end. Let's practice that one more time, and then we'll get the last type of problem. We'll pretty much be good. Okay. Negative t squared times negative 2t plus 8. Negative t squared times negative 2t plus 8. Okay, no subtraction sign, so we don't have to make that change. What people have a tendency to screw up in this type of problem is that there's no number in front of t. Remember, we've done this many times this year, there's no number in front of the variable. It's like there's a 1 there. Might not be a bad idea for you to do that either. Again, I'm trying to minimize the chance of you screwing this up on some stupid technicality. All right, so I have to distribute this through to this, that through to that. So I'm going to take negative 1t squared and multiply it by negative 2t. I'm also going to